Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mayor Mike, and we are talking budgets. With me today is our community media manager, John Quirk. John, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mayor. Thanks for forcing me to be on TV.
All right. Well, when we talk about budget, we don't have to worry about community media quite as much because a lot of your money comes from cable franchise fees, not taxpayer money, right?
Correct. All of it does. Mm-hmm. We say we don't worry about it, but we're all one big family here, so all the money ends up in one big pot. But right, it's completely offset by fees that are collected from the cable companies, both from Charter and now from TDS.
Right, and I didn't mean to say we don't worry about it, because we do, so thanks for throwing me under the bus
especially.
There. I appreciate that. I just wanted people to know that, like the utilities, you aren't funded by property taxes within the city. We all still pay it. Any one of us who has cable pays that little fee, and you'll see it on your bill if you look at the itemization, and that comes to community access. Now, the community access, the PEG funds, public educational government, cover a variety of things. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Right. Originally, it was just TV, and it was back in the olden days. It was Channel 3, and a lot of people still call us CA3 because we were Channel 3 for many, many years. But it has grown over the years. When Dan Quayle invented the internet, or whoever did that.
I thought it was Al Gore.
Al Gore. When Al Gore invented the internet, we started doing the website, and then eventually that moved into doing social media. And we, a few years ago, started our own FM radio station.
Okay.
And then we've always and it's grown over the years, but we've always done a lot of, I guess you'd call it, in-house video production for the city. So training videos and promotional videos that maybe might not necessarily be for the TV channel, but we produce those.
And you do other community-type programs too, the Pets on Parade, or whatever the Humane Society calls it these days.
Correct.
Church services, is that still a thing?
Well, they are still a thing, but that's public access TV. It's part of what we do.
Okay.
But in that case, what we do is we provide the channel, but we don't actually produce those programs.
And they provide the
those
content.
Those programs are completely produced by volunteers, by the churches and community groups. We've had a lot of environmental groups over the years have been very active making their own programs. And we just provide the channels so that they can have an outlet for that.
So your department has really taken off the last several years in utilization. Let's break it down one piece at a time, and let's start with the television channel. And we say television loosely because most of the stuff we do now is streaming or YouTube or just a quick video. But we have things like the community calendar that still is broadcast.
Right. We do have a full-time 24/7, 365 cable TV channel, and that's channel 984 on Charter or Spectrum. And I think this is the first time I've said this out loud in public, it's also channel 13 on TDS.
Okay.
So for the few people that have TDS service now, we are up and running on TDS as well.
Excellent.
And so on the TV channel, we have, as you mentioned, there's the community calendar, what we call a community bulletin board. That's a computer-generated messages with music playing in the background and like a news ticker on the bottom and a weather thing on the side. And that includes a little bit of information about city departments and some information about community resources, programs at the library, programs for seniors, programs for kids, stuff like that. And also a community calendar. People can send us through our website. They submit a form. Anybody in the area, right, in the viewing area. And we put that on there as well.
And they can just get that form at stevenspoint.com?
Stevenspoint.com, right.
What if they don't have internet service? Can they
They could go to the library, and the library has free internet service, yeah. It has been ages since anybody has needed help with something like that. I think the community has finally gotten to that point where everybody either has internet or they know somebody who does who can help them out.
Sure, okay.
But we also televise our city meetings.
That's exciting stuff.
It is. Riveting. It's riveting. We've won many, many, many daytime TV Emmys for those. And we have your show,
Talking Point.
Talking Point, right, that's it. And occasionally we'll do special programs. We'll cover special events like parades, the fireworks. We have promotional videos that we've done for Riverfront Rendezvous in the pool and stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
And that's all shared on the same channel with the local public television type programs, the church services and the environmental groups and all of that.
Okay. And we have the studio here, deep in the underground bunker that we converted from a bomb shelter into a television studio, state-of-the-art television studio.
Definitely. It really is. It's high definition now. And even though it looks the same as it has for many years, it is in a totally new building as of about a month ago.
Yeah. And we're here at 933 Michigan Avenue. Some people know it as the former Mid-State Technical College by P.J. Jacobs. That's where the studio is. It's not in a secret underground layer. However,
not anymore.
Not anymore. Yes. One of the other things that most people still don't know about, and it's kind of weird, several years ago, you started a low power radio station. We tried to get WIZA, but I was advised that that's probably not too appropriate, so it's WSNP.
And you were very gracious in letting us choose something other than WIZA.
I thought it was,
that would have been great for a few
like
years.
My legacy or
I know, yeah, it would have been. Right, but that is WSNP. It's 105.9 FM. Okay. And it is, as you said, it's a low power, non-commercial FM radio station. And all that means is the power of our transmitter is only 100 watts, which is like a light bulb. And it blows my mind still. It's been on the air for years. And our range is about 15 miles. And the antenna is on a light pole that's only about 100 feet high. And I always think, if you put a 100-watt light bulb on that pole, you couldn't see it 15 miles away. Right. But you can hear the radio station, and that's really mind-boggling. But that's a special type of license allowed to governments, allowed by the FCC. So it's non-commercial, and we use it for public safety information whenever possible. And that's our range is roughly, it depends on the weather, about 15 miles in any direction.
Okay. Yeah, and it's great because it's commercial free.
Yep.
The worst part about it is that you actually rebroadcast some of our government meetings.
Oh, I thought that's the best part of it.
It's all a matter of perspective, John.
There's nothing I like more than listening to a really bad song and then right in the middle a meeting starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we broadcast the meetings at the same time that they're on TV. Which is really handy if you're commuting during that time. You can listen to it in the car, you get home, you can finish watching at home, or vice versa.
It's like a torturing audiobook.
Everywhere you go, there you are, Mayor. Yeah.
But the really cool thing is it's kind of all the music we want to hear when we want to hear it. So we've got a lot of cool things. January 8th, Elvis's birthday, and August 16th, we play Elvis all day, every day for that whole period of time. And you've got other shows, your Saturday Night Live. Tell us a little bit about the programming on the radio station.
I played, because we don't have that, hundreds of miles of range, I try to play something for everybody and try to play stuff that you can't hear anywhere else. So every holiday we have themed music. Valentine's Day music, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Flag Day, all the patriotic holidays, we play appropriately themed music throughout the day. Monday nights, we play a little bit of classical. Tuesday nights, some 50s, 60s. Wednesday night is Elvis. Thursday night is the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. My wife likes that one.
Yeah, I do too. Friday night, we have a couple of hours where we play stuff recorded from vinyl. Mm-hmm. And Saturday is my favorite. It's Saturday Nights Live, which is all concert recordings. And then Sunday is our grab bag. There's everything. Easy listening, jazz, polka.
Do we have any Zydeco?
Yeah, you can hear Zydeco either during the jazz show or during the blues show. So there's polka, folka, and then bluegrass and country, and then finally blues at the end of the night. So each one of those genres has a couple of hours where it's just that type of music.
So if somebody wanted to know, maybe I like 50s and 60s, but I don't like, Elvis. I know it's not going to happen. But where can they find out what is on during any given time?
Well, if your radio, and most radios do these days, have what's called RDS, which is insert what RDS stands for here. Is a radio digital something or another, is what it really stands for.
S is something or another.
S. And that shows you the name of the song and the name of the artist. And depending on what model of radio you have, it might show you the name of the album that it came from. Or if you tune into our stream, because we stream it also, it shows you right that on your device, on your phone or your computer. It'll show you what the name of the song and the name of the artist is.
But I'm thinking more of a programming.
Yes.
If I want to know when you're going to be playing Joliet John's Blues Show
right. or
Tom's Vinyl Revival, how can I find out when those are airing?
We advertise those a lot on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And Facebook is really, because our budget is so small, Facebook is really our number one advertising for that. But it's also on our website. And if you go to stevenspoint.com/radio, you'll see all of that.
All right. And then the last piece of the pie is our social media and internet-based things, our website, our social media presence. Talk about what your department's responsible for in that regard.
Well, in the olden days, when the web was something that only kind of geeky, nerdy people knew how to do, I did the website for the city. I volunteered to do it because it was just something that I was into. But over the years, that has grown. But I still am sort of the person that all the departments funnel their content through me. And that's so that I can check formatting and spelling and check the layout of all of it and make sure that it complies with accessibility standards for the web and plain language standards and things like that. Each department, every department has their own vocabulary. And sometimes, the average person at home is like, huh?
Right.
So my job,
I hate that with the acronyms all the time.
Right. I often think of when physicians' assistants were new, the way I remember them being described was they're sort of a person who speaks both doctor and patient and kind of like helps you.
An interpreter.
Yeah, exactly. Helps you understand all that sort of thing. So I do that. And I also then, because a lot of it is automated, which is how we manage to do so much with so little, I also do the city's main social media feeds. Some of the departments have their own feeds, and I don't do those, but I do the city's main Facebook and Twitter accounts and YouTube. And all that other stuff that we've talked about is all, everything crisscrosses from everywhere. So when we shoot a video of a meeting, it's on the web, and it's on TV, and it's on the radio. So, we're so rather than having three separate crews, we do all of that.
We get three crews work out of you.
Right.
Perfect. Right. So you do stevenspoint.com. You do the mobile app.
Yes.
Which we're looking at enhancing both of those.
It is just gone live a couple of days ago. Is a new version of the mobile app. So
a little more functional.
A little, yeah. Everybody should either update it or just reinstall it. It's all new now.
Okay. And let's see. You have some certifications. You mentioned that you check formatting and things like that.
Yes.
You've actually been trained, and I want you to toot your own horn here, because you've received some pretty significant certifications. Yeah.
Over the years, I've tried to, other than just learning by doing, I've invested a lot in my education through going to conferences and workshops and things. But I first became a certified usability, I don't want to say expert, but a user experience certification is what I got. That just covered a little bit of everything about making all of that content more user-friendly for people to absorb. And then a couple of years ago, I became a certified digital government communication specialist.
Right, because it's an acronym that's 3 feet long. It's like this long.
Right. And that was an accredited program through a university, and it was like a year-long study. Covered a little bit of everything, a lot of stuff that I don't do, like security and things like that. We have an IT department that does that. But again, it was sort of an overall sort of making sure that, because people don't read the internet the same way that we read a newspaper or watch TV, and just making sure that all of it is taking all that content from all those various departments and sort of translating it, formatting it, and getting it out to the public.
Great. And one last piece that I want to talk about, because nobody wants to see it, but it's critical when it happens, is where to tune to during an emergency. When we have flooding or high winds or tornadoes or some other form of natural disaster or even a man-made disaster, StevensPoint.com and our feeds are the place to get the most up-to-date information if it's happening in the city. Tell us about what you do on the website, TV station, radio station, and our phone alerts.
Sure. The phone alert thing is something that I wanted to mention anyway. Even in non-emergency situations, you can sign up. There's a module we call on our website called Notify Me. Mm-hmm. And if you sign up, you can sign up for different categories of news stories that we publish. And also you can sign up for different calendars. The biggest one is the meeting calendar. Mm-hmm. So you can get text message alerts and or email alerts when we publish certain types of content on the website. So that way you don't have to come looking for it. We reach right out to you. And one of those alerts is an emergency alert. Thus far, we have not had to use it for life-threatening emergencies, but we could. But we do use it for things like sewing emergencies where we don't want people parking on the streets overnight and that sort of thing. And we make sure that the website, because the website is not hosted here in Stevens Point, we are hosting through a company that has backups and backups and backups for the backups of the backups. Great. So that, when we have a major event here in town, there were a couple of times where we had no power and we didn't even have internet access in our buildings. And yet I was able to get my cell phone, which is like the only thing that worked, and call the company that hosts our website and get them to put some emergency information on the website for us. And everybody with a cell phone, that was really the only contact we had with people. So we can make sure that that works. As far as TV, the cable company really does the best job of overriding every channel on their system with that emergency information. But we'll advertise, we can do that too, just for our channel, not for all the channels. And the radio, we've put, we have several different types of weather alerts that go out automatically. And that's the thing where you hear the weird tones in the middle of your favorite song, and then a guy comes on and says, this is just a test. Well, once in a while, it's not just a test. Sometimes it's a real emergency situation. And we get that from several different radio sources and NOAA Weather Radio, and from a thing called iPause, which is a federal government emergency notification system that comes through the internet. So all of that is broadcast over the radio station.
Perfect.
And if we had to, we've made sure that our radio station stays on the air even when we lose power here in town. Mm-hmm. So if we needed to, we could, zombie apocalypse or whatever, I could lock myself in the radio station tower building where I would be safe and make those emergency announcements while you and the rest of the people are out
eating brains or killing zombies.
Right.
Sure, I get it. All right, well, great. Anything else that we might need to know about community media, John?
No, just that it's a group effort. It always has been. When our new website went online, we won a kind of a nationwide communication award for our website. And I said it then, and I still say it now, that every single department contributes content, and they're all experts in their field and in the content that they provide. And so we all depend on each other to make sure that the community is informed. And being informed keeps people happy, because nobody likes to be in the dark. People want to know what's going on. And even if you don't agree with what's going on, if you know what's going on, you can feel more at ease and a better part of the community.
And that's important, because StevensPoint.com is a reliable source. Same with our social media accounts. Not everything you read on the internet, I heard, is true. I find that fascinating that people can just randomly put false information on or misleading information. We don't do that, though.
No.
We are willful non-participants
right.
in the campaign with misinformation. But one of the big things that we talked about doing in the city is making sure that we have more avenues to get people informed. We want people to get involved in their local government. We want to hear what your thoughts and concerns are. And we want you to show up at our budget meetings when we talk about our $24 million budget and what we're going to spend money on for the next 12 months. We want you to be there. And through community media, we are able to provide more avenues for people to get proper, accurate information, whether it's in relation to the city or other community events. And John, you and your team are instrumental in making that happen. So we thank you very much for doing that.
Thanks.
Well, we've had a little bit of time to share with community media, and while they're not in the taxpayer property tax budget, they do play an integral part in our community. And if you haven't yet checked it out, check out StevensPoint.com or our social media accounts, City of Stevens Point. We have a YouTube channel. We have 105.9, our low-power radio station, and of course the mobile app, which was recently updated. So John, thank you again for joining us, and until next time, have a great day. I'm Mayor Mike.